What an extraordinary and powerful call to battle, and we thank you for that. I'm enormously grateful. Before I introduce our next speaker, a very dear friend, there are a few other distinguished members of our audience who I need to recognize. We are very honored to have the ambassador of the Republic of Armenia here with us today, Ambassador Sargsyan. And I want to make note of the fact that in just a few days, the world will be commemorating the first tragic genocide of the modern era. And so it is particularly meaningful to us to have you here today. Please stand so that we can recognize you. Thank you. And we're also very honored to have the Deputy Chief of Mission of the Embassy of the Republic of Slovenia here with us. So thank you as well for joining us. Thank you. Well, our next speaker is a dear and a longtime friend of the extended Lantos family. And since my parents have 18 grandchildren, and now even more great-grandchildren, when you say the extended Lantos family, that really means something. But Congressman Brad Sherman has been a dear friend and an unquestioned defender of fundamental human rights, an unquestioned defender of the rights and interests of threatened Jewish communities anywhere in the world. And we are so thrilled and so delighted and honored to have you join us for a few brief remarks today. Thank you, Congressman.
Hello, I'm Brad Sherman from California's best named city, Sherman Oaks, and it was an honor to sit with your father, Tom Lantos, in the Foreign Affairs Committee for so many years since 1997. I came to focus just a little bit on anti-Semitism in the United States. For example, I'm an alumnus of UCLA, where a student was up for a position, not even a particularly high position, in student government, and was asked the question, given that you're a Jewish student and very active in the Jewish community, how do you see yourself being able to maintain an unbiased view? The pressure on Jewish students on campuses around this country is a problem. It obviously pales compared to the threats to safety that exist in so many places around the world, but it's an issue that we in the United States need to focus on. After tremendous pressure, the U.S. Department of Education issued a ruling to say that Title VI of our civil rights law, which applies to color and creed, race and national origin, also applies to anti-Semitism. Anyone looking at bigotry in this country and around the world would certainly list anti-Semitism. And as to the technical matter as to whether Jews are an ethnicity or a religion, I would simply say obviously both, but technically Jews are those who practice the religion of the country of Judea. That country was expunged by the Romans, but that many ethnicities have had their homelands temporarily or even permanently expunged and continue to be a national origin. I am a proud descendant of the the Kingdom of Judea. What we need to do as our next step is to get the Department of Education to adopt a definition of anti-Semitism. Because saying you're against anti-Semitism without saying what anti-Semitism is saying you're not going to do much. And I believe that it's the working definition adopted by the European Monitoring Center on Racism and Xenophobia that was adopted in the State Department report on global anti-Semitism, written because of language put into law by Tom Lantos, and which my wife had a very substantial role in writing. But it is this definition that points out that it is anti-Semitism to deny the Jewish people their right of self-determination, as by claiming the existence of the State of Israel is a racist endeavor, applying a double standard to Israel and demanding standards not demanded of other democratic nations, and drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policy to that of the Nazis. And it is a balanced definition because it goes on to say, however, criticism of Israel, similar to that levied against any other country, cannot be regarded as anti-Semitic. And I can say I can't go to any Jewish group where there isn't some criticism of some Israeli policy or politician. Certainly you can't go anywhere in Israel without hearing criticism of Israeli politicians or policies. We need this working definition adopted and applied and enforced so that those who try to cloak their anti-Semitism as saying they just hate Israel, they don't hate Jews, need to deal with these technical standards. So I look forward to working with you on human rights around the world, and they start right here in the United States. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman, and thank you for reminding us that this problem is by no means absent here in the United States as well.